Steve, I need to apologize. I started the weekend with a pick that was so far from right that I think I need to address it and explain myself. Not only did I have Nello winning Saturday night, I had him putting
Shame
Bud
on
on the
you.
map at least once. Yeah,
Yeah,
shame
shame
on
on
me,
you.
man.
All that we're going through, all that our people are going through, and you decide to go against one of us.
Please excuse my momentarily insanity.
No, we not excusing your dear Aunt Sally. All right. No, we're not excusing your dear Aunt Sally. All right. But I messed up a lot of y'all brains last year. Y'all showed that y'all weren't paying attention in school. And here you are showing you not paying attention in school. Look at the stuff inside the parentheses. All right. That's what you need to do. Continue on with your apologies, though.
Man, look, I've been saying Nello was pound for pound best for shit close to a decade. I mean, that's my excuse. I've been ride with Nello for a while. That's why I was there. It wasn't no out the blue. I'm just gonna dig where everybody else is zagging. It had nothing to do with that. It had nothing to
That's
do with
cool.
Mexican and
No,
a
no
Heritage
bites
Month
or
or
burgers for you. No 6-piece from Harold's. Go on over there and get the Malotes in. And put your little flag on your hood. I want to see your Mexican flag on your hood. Don't be out with us on June
hey,
19th, on Juneteenth. You might as well turn a point USA yourself right now.
damn. No,
Yeah,
Mexicans ain't with Turning Point.
nah, yeah, I don't know. They was big
Some
tweaking
of them.
on.
That's some of them.
They was big tweaking around election time. So a lot of them was on that turning point demo.
Yeah. Well, good thing that was the only thing I was wrong about this weekend, though.
I think we both predicted the Bears to beat the Lions. We was definitely wrong on that. I had a very conservative score. I think you had the Bears beating the Lions like badly.
You had 27-20. I had 27-14. I was close.
Yeah, we was off by a few touchdowns, give or take,
Just a few.
just a few.
Just a few.
The Bears almost did get the 27 points.
Yeah, almost. All right. I almost hit one. You know, you need one. You got to start with one before you can get to that two.
Technically, the Bears did hold the Lions to 14 points in the first quarter.
That's something.
Yeah.
So the Canelo and Bud fight that ended around 1:00 in the morning Chicago time, and if
Something like that. Yeah.
and if you thought that was the last haymaker you was going to see this weekend, you were sadly mistaken. Your team, the Bears got the foo-fops put on their ass, Joe.
Ryan Post.
It's Ryan Post squad. Yeah, this is his squad. Did you see the post-game rant that Tiffany usually does? Shout out to Tiff. She's off this week because today's her birthday.
Happy birthday. Virgo season is going to Virgo for a long time.
Yeah, especially with Tiff in the mix.
She not letting the Virgo season die anytime soon.
No.
Y'all been a Virgo all month, whether y'all like it or not.
You're full of shit.
Since she's off, JJ3, he stepped up and filled in for her. And as he put it in the post-game rant, the Lions put boots to the Bears' jaw for 60 minutes. Q, we usually start the episode with a good from the games, to get the positive vibes going. Because it's still a home squad, it's still Bear Down, right? Chicago's favorite team.
Yeah, DD, we Bear Down.
So let's go ahead and talk about what positives you can take from this game. You got anything positive?
I'm not frozen. I'm thinking. I'm not frozen.
Okay.
Literally thinking. Roma Dunze caught some passes against a miscommunicated breakdown in Detroit Lions secondary. He caught some passes. I don't really want to say anything was good about Rome because he's sitting on my bench with 2 touchdowns, and I'm in a fight for my life in fantasy. So Roma Dunze catching some passes while Detroit had a miscommunication in secondary because he didn't bring down the passes that I want him to bring down. But I guess I got to have a good, so it's got to be wrong. I need him to start catching these 50-50 balls. So when the ball is in the air and it's a jump ball, 50-50, you a top 10 pick. Bring them down. All I know is Isaac Tesla don't get that many snaps. But in 2 straight weeks, He came down with difficult 50-50 balls, and he's a third round pick. I need Rome to catch those. I need them difference to making plays. I need them big swing plays to start being made. Splash plays.
Yeah, that boy Tesla, he's pretty electric.
He's gonna be a problem. It's just the Detroit is loaded right now, but that boy's gonna force his way on the field.
Yeah, he got 2 catches for his career, man. Get off his dick. Um,
Wow. You don't call him electric.
I was making a joke. Tesla, electric,
It's Tesla.
whatever. Your positive, your good from this week was Roma Dunze. I'm pretty sure Tiff would say the same thing. Y'all share a brain sometimes, especially about the Bears. But believe it or not, Q, believe it or not, I've got some more. I'm gonna bring in there. Uh, this is the second straight week the Bears offense scored on the first draft. Not only scored, but they actually scored a touchdown 2 games in a row. That's a plus. If you remember the offense the last 3-4 seasons, you know that's not something the Bears are fond of doing. Uh, you already talked about Rome. He had on that first drive that the Bears scored, he scored his first of 2 touchdowns in the game. Shout out to Rome. Caleb looked a lot better this week, save for that one throw in which we ain't got to talk about too much. That was a terrible throw. Uh, he looked solid versus how he looked in the second half of Monday Night Football. The run game was a noticeable focal point in the offensive game plan this week, and it was actually moving shit around a little bit. DeAndre Swift was getting to the second level. He finished the game with a 5 yard per carry average, something like that. So the run game, it was producing. When we hired Ben Johnson, you know that we was gonna be running the ball, and it looked like going into this game against Detroit, he looked like he was gonna show them like, hey, I'm still running the ball, and Bears fans love running the ball. And last one, and even though the box score probably won't tell you, Montez Sweat, he didn't really pop off on the stat sheet, but if you watch the tape, he had a pretty good game. He was the best player on the defense yesterday, in my opinion.
Is that
And
saying a lot?
not really. I mean, he would have had a sack if it wasn't for a flag, but we'll talk about that in a
Yeah, yeah.
minute. But before I give you my actual good, Q, tell me, are any of those things I just mentioned a reason for Bears fans to still be optimistic and not give up on this season?
The scoring on the first drive is a reason for optimism, but I'm not gonna piss on their legs and tell them it's raining. It's not good right now. I'm not gonna tell them it's hopeless. But coming off a game where you lose by 3 scores, you committing the same sloppy penalties. There is more reasons to raise the red flags and to fly the flags at half staff than there are to be optimistic. So I'm not gonna share in your optimism, especially since the current landscape of the Bears is dating back to the bye week of last year. They are the worst team in the NFL. They are the worst team in the NFL. There is no ifs, ands, or buts. You have one win in the last 13 games. You got 1-12 in the last 13 games. You went on the 10-game losing streak last year. You beat the Packers in a game that was somewhat meaningless for them, even though they played the starters most of the first half, and they kept some starters into the end. You don't have a real victory, and you don't have a real victory dating back last year before Trump took office. That is not a. I don't. I'm not looking for optimism right now.
So you're saying this is all Trump fault?
Sure.
I can roll
If
with
we
it.
can go back,
It saves us. It saves us from having to blame Ryan Poles.
oh no, we're gonna blame
You get
Ryan Poles.
okay.
We're gonna blame Ryan Poles too. I wish I could impeach him too right now. I'm over here frustrated. Frustrated. Shout out frustrated Chicago sports fans. Get all your sports info here. All your Chicago sports info here.
You heard all the good shit I had to say about everything that came out of that game, and I'm still, even though I said that, I'm still gonna say this is my good. Shout out to the Bears for once again letting me know I ain't waste no money. Before I make a big purchase, anything over $40, I try to make sure I do the necessary necessary work to make sure there's no discount I'm missing out on, or no avenue in which I can just like, pick and choose things and just save a couple of dollars here and there. And that applies to Sunday Ticket as well. That's no different. I be thinking like, man, can I just get away with just having the national broadcast plus a little Stream East action and just be cool like that? Well, Q, it only took 2 weeks into the season. 2 weeks into the Bears season, and I am happy to say that the money that I spent on Sunday Ticket is well worth it. Well worth it
Watching
because
real football, huh?
imagine having to sit through that game and that be the only thing you had to watch. Imagine that. I wait all week to watch some football. I just know the Bears are going to show out. Ben Johnson got something for his old employer, and all the Bears did was take a square toe right up the rear end for damn near the whole game. You're going to need a palate cleanser, right? I need that palate cleanser, and that's what Sunday Ticket is. Shout out to YouTube TV, YouTube, Sunday Ticket, Dallas Cowboys, and the New York Giants. They put on a fantastic game. I appreciate that. Thank you.
That Bears performance was brutal, and it's like you want to get out there and help them. And like you said, it definitely looked like when you watch those videos, and that little 18-year-old sits on the couch, and it's her first time, and Lexington Field comes in and just destroys her. I know you all watched in the early 2000s. I mean, there was no helping the Bears. They just screamed and they wiggled for a whole hour. And that BBC had its way. And it went in all three holes. I mean, there were tears coming down the eyes. There was running, scratching, clawing, trying to get away. But they weren't fighting back good enough. They just took that BBC and they didn't take it well. Can that
No idea
air?
what you're talking about.
Can we say that type of stuff on the air? Please don't
Yes,
clip that and send that to me because then I got to post it on my page.
I
And then
am going
people
to
will
clip
see
it.
how my mind works.
I am definitely clipping it.
Okay. Then I'll have no choice but to post it.
Yeah. Well, hey, shit got to get posted.
Gotta get posted.
I'll kick off the bad, Q. There was so much ugly in this game that it's hard to even just take the least of the ugly and just make that into a bad. But here's the bad thing that happened Sunday, and I'm going to also make that into my cut the crap award for week 2. The bad was the prep for this game. The preparation for this game was bad. Bears, and I'm most like majority of this is aimed at the defense. Bears didn't do their homework on who they was rolling up on Sunday, Q. And it was very clear from the jump on both sides of the ball. First kickoff of the game, Santos, what do? Kick it out of bounds. Thanks. There's our first flag of the day. You're a week late, Santos, by the way. You should have did that on Monday. But then, after the Lions get the ball on the 40-yard line, what does Goff do? He completes his first pass for 35 yards. He finished that drive 5 for 5 with a tutty, Q. They thought they was going to catch the Lions lacking. Catch them lacking in traffic, follow them to the crib, and the Lions is going to be an easy Vic. Wrong. Dead wrong. Bears rolled up to Ford Field and found out it was a dead-end block, and the Lions boxed him in quick as hell.
Turn that block on Lions. Amon-Ra St. Brown was definitely on that car. He had his shooters with him because Gibbs on that car too. It was a slaughter. They had about 10 switches on the block.
Before Jalen and them could react, Jared Goff had jumped on the hood of that car like he was motherfucking Eagle Man and said, "I've got something for you." And then he dropped 5 of them boys on the hood of the Bears car.
He dropped no rates all over that end zone.
He told they ass to check it out on these low rates again and again and again and again. And one more time, Q. Again. That's 5 of them. The car that Ben and them pulled up on the block on, it was decent at first. It was decent. But after Goff, St. Brown, Man Campbell, all the switches they pulled out, after they got done airing that car out, the car looked like that car from that Victory Auto Records commercial. Just destroyed.
You really showing your age. Hey, Victory Auto Records definitely pulled up and said, you can get money for that old car. And you pulled the little door handle when it fell. That's what happened. Caleb and went to go get to the whip, and they pulled that door, and the door just fell. They was like this. That's definitely what happened.
Yeah,
That that
that was
that
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 was the Bears.
that's etched in my summer break memory. Victory Auto Records and Eagle Man. That's all I know
Eagle
from
man, right?
childhood. That's all I know. Along with
You know,
watching reruns and syndication all day of what's the little robot? Small Wonder.
oh,
Small Wonder.
small one. You don't remember Knight Rider? Knight Rider, Three's Company.
I
That was
remember
all
Knight
on the. That
Rider.
was
Three's
hey.
Company, Knight Rider. I got down with Jack. I thought they was in a polyamorous relationship. Three's Company.
I did too. I thought the same
They
thing.
probably were.
I didn't know what polyamorous was back then, but I thought they was all boning.
I knew he was cracking all of them.
What's funny, I just learned this sidebar. I just learned this. I did not know he had to play. He had told the landlord, Mr. I think his name was Roper, Mr. Roper. He had to.
Yeah, Mr.
It was
Roper.
a part of. It was a part of the show. It was a part of the show that he had to act gay every time Mr. Roper was out because Mr. Roper wouldn't let him be in the house with two women unless he was gay. I didn't know that. It took 40 years for me to. I like, damn, that was for real. I just thought he wasn't attracted to him.
The first liberal agenda ever.
Exactly. You can't tell me that they was prepared for the Lions offense because the way the defense left that game with their head swole up, they was out to look like the Empire Carpet Man.
Better yet, they was looking like sticking with the boxing theme. They were looking like Martin when he let his pride get the best of him and he hopped in the ring with Thomas the Hitman Hearns. Remember when he came home,
Oh
head all
yeah,
lumped up? Gina told him come out the bathroom. He's like, I don't want to fight no more. That's what the Bears looked like by the third quarter. They didn't want to fight no more. And then
oh
Dan
and
Campbell,
they didn't.
they
and they
didn't.
didn't.
Dan went for it on like 4th and 4 or something and said, take another tutty.
Mm-hmm.
Take another tutty.
And and Ben defended the action. Of course, Ben defended the action. All them years he ran the score up on Eberflus, but yeah, then you get the score ran up on you, right? All right, that's how it goes, huh? The Bears are just your plaything, I guess. Q, I don't have no more. I don't have no more commercial puns. But what's your bad from this game?
It's hard to separate the bad from the ugly. Everything was bad. Man, um, how do I decipher the bad from the ugly? Jeez, I mean, because Darnell Wright and Jonah Jackson look related and they play related. Like one false starts, the other's like, watch me do it. I'm so tired of they light skinned curly hair, racially ambiguous 80s little perm Jerry curl hair that they got going. I'm so tired of looking at them too. They got to get out the light skin delegation. They got to leave because the way they're playing, they can't be part of light skin delegation no more. I mean, between the false starts and was that Darnell that let Aiden Hutchinson do a counter spin move on him and then eat Taylor Williams, or was that Braxton? Can't tell them apart sometimes.
Braxton.
Oh man, boy, I looked at that move and I was like, oh my god, bring Ozzy in. That's right, because Aiden switched sides. He decided who he wanted to spank each time. Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. The Darnell Wright hasn't even blocked that bad, but the false starts, you can count on Braxton, not Braxton. I'm sorry, Braxton just gets beat. He usually stays on side and doesn't false start. He just lets the defensive end do what he wants with to him, weekly. Um, but yeah, you can count on a false start from Brax. I said Braxton again. Darnell and Jonah Jackson weekly. It's gonna happen. If not by half, they seem to be able to get them at least once a half. That is my bad. It really should be my ugly, but we're gonna start there because that was just bad. How do you not know the snap count? You practice all summer, all spring. You play them preseason games. Why are we still false starting? Why is it you two doing it? Why? I could maybe understand maybe there was something wrong with the cadence, or maybe nobody else is hearing and need to go more on silent count or the crowd. But it's you two that keep doing it. You two. I saw DJ Moore did do it once, but it's basically you two. That's my bad. The false starts. We got to stop beating ourselves. We got to let somebody beat us off. I said this last week, right? Let someone else beat us off. Stop being selfish. Stop taking your phone turn into Pornhub and going into your bathroom and beating off. Bring that nigga leg out and let somebody else beat it off. No Diddy.
Preferably in Dallas, right? I think it was a third play of the game, third play of the first drive for the Bears. I think it was Jonah Jackson got that false start, kicked off a game. I missed this, and the good. We did have a reduction in penalties this game, and we have 12 on week 1. We had only 8 in week 2.
Almost looking like a real football team that's coached well. Almost.
Let me continue on with my bad before we get to the real nitty gritty. I lost count how many times I seen Tyreek not set the edge on run plays. It had to be at least 4 times. I lost count how many times I seen number 29 in pursuit because he got absolutely cooked at the line of scrimmage. At least 4 or 5 times. Deo, he didn't register a pressure at all after a very good Monday night game.
55 million. And me and him had the same amount of pressures.
Javon Dexter, non-existent. Grady Jarrett, I think he had 1 pressure or 1 QB hit, something like that.
I mean, the calluses are definitely slowing us down. He got to get the calluses off the body because the body is rigid. It's not getting past the line of scrimmage.
I did mention Montez Sweat earlier. I thought he had a decent game. Just looking at the game out away from the broadcast, I watched the film a little earlier, so it wasn't as bad. I thought Montez Sweat did what he was supposed to do.
I will say this. I will say this. Despite Micah um, giving Penny all that he can handle in week 1 in his limited snaps, Penny remains a very good right tackle. I would place him top 3 in the NFL. I think I've always felt he's just a little bit, just a tiny bit overrated. But don't get me wrong. I don't want people to get in the comments, Detroit people, and beat me over the head. Being a tad bit overrated, but being really, really good. You know, he's still that. He's still top, maybe probably the best right tackle in the game, if not top 2 in tackles. Period, all tackles, left and right. He's certainly top 7, 8. I just think when we declare him the best tackle in the game, I think that's a little rich for my blood. I don't see best tackle in the game, but he's a really, really good tackle. Montez Sweat had a difficult assignment going against Penei Sewell. I only see Penei Sewell get beat by the best of edge rushers. The guys that are going to beat Penei Sewell are the Micah Parsons and T.J. Watts of the league. Even really good edges, they're not going to have a good day going against Penei Sewell.
But again, Sweat did have a sack if it wasn't for a penalty on Tyreek Stevenson. If they didn't bring it back. Yeah,
And he
I
did
just
beat
mentioned.
Sewell. And he did beat Sewell on that
Yeah,
rep, right?
yes, he did. Yes, he
That's what
did.
I.
As you mentioned, the Lions' offensive line looked terrible in week 1, and the Bears couldn't do jack. The Bears' defensive line looked decent in week 1, and they just reversed. What's that movie where you reverse roles? I forgot. It was Freaky Friday. It was Freaky Friday. Yesterday with the Bears and the Lions.
Sunday on the Lord's Day. Why would you be freaky on the Lord's Day?
Makes no sense. Makes no sense.
That's what you church people do, though. You go wilding out on Saturday night and then crawl into church. Let me not judge people.
Yeah, that's that. Get off that turning points. Get off that TP. My
Here,
bad was the Bears. My bad was the Bears defense and their lack of prep. Your bad was the
the penalties, specifically Darnell and Jonah. I know Ben wants to replace them so bad, but he looks around at what Ryan Poles is giving him, and he's like, I can't put Kyron Amagachi in the game. I can't put whatever's left of Ryan Bates in the game.
Let me ask you
Well,
this. So we know that Ozzy Trapillo, Kyron Amagachi. Well, yeah, Ozzy Trapillo, Kyron Amagachi. They were right tackles by Kraft, right?
yeah, that's what they are.
Braxton Jones is a mid left tackle. We know Joe Tooney's the best lineman we have right now. He can play left tackle. Jonah Jackson, he's struggling like a muff. He's struggling, but he was when the Rams signed him. They signed him to play left guard. right? They gave him that big deal to play left guard, but for
and
some
he ended
reason
up having
Ryan
to play
Post,
center.
yeah, and Ryan Post traded him and put him in, and he's playing right here. Maybe that's the reason. I'm hypothesizing right now. Maybe that's the reason why he's struggling so much, because he's pressing, because he's in
Yeah,
a different position.
he struggled
Perhaps.
last year with the Rams, and that's why he didn't get reinserted in the lineup when he came back from injury. He struggled. This is the second straight year he struggled. Jonah hasn't. Jonah had a Pro Bowl year a few years ago, but Jonah hasn't really played good football since 2022, 2023, somewhere around there.
Mm-hmm.
So we looking at
Mm-hmm.
a continuation of last year.
How about this? So, is it too early to maybe
No,
juggle the offensive line? Okay, no.
no,
Let's put Joe Thuney at left tackle. Let's move Jonah Jackson to left guard. You keep Drew where he's at. You keep Darnell right where he's at, and then the right guard, Bates.
the way Bates Bears career has gone, I'm sure he'd only last a quarter before with the injury. This is I don't know. Maybe I don't have answers right now, and it doesn't seem Poles or Ben Johnson have answers. Ben Johnson was just frustrated as you and me, um, watching our TVs and standing on that sideline.
No answers, right? Um, I mean, it's something to think. It's something to think about. I mean, it's still early in the season. I don't want. I'm frustrated. I'm pissed off. They wasted another one of my Sundays. They all in my comments on TikTok. They all in. I got explained this shit on like 4 different social media networks, because after I beat my chest saying the
Man,
Bears
stop,
was going to handle
stop,
their
stop
business.
fighting in the comments. Stop fighting in the
I,
comments. Get up out the comments because you just
I,
I see them, and you getting your ass whooped. Don't respond.
yeah, I'm
Just
getting
go.
jumped.
You got to know when Canelo was very humble after Bud jabbed his face off on him. You getting your face
He ain't
jabbed
jab,
off.
but Bud didn't jab. Bud was giving him combos. He was giving him hands. He was giving
He
him
was giving
Floyd
him time.
hands.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Get about them comments. Just let the judges let them raise Bud's hand. It's a unanimous decision. Get up out them comments. Stop fighting with them people. They
Mm,
won this round.
they won, all right. They
They
won.
they won.
As the Lions put hands and feet on the Bears, I'm getting hands and feet put on me on social media. Q, what's your ugly?
Ryan Poles. He is the
Oh,
ugliest of the uglies because all the ugly that's out there is his uglies. He is the ugly with his ugly ass friends. He brought all them uglies to the bar. These are his ugly people. These are ugly friends, all on the field, uglying up Chicago. They better not ask for a new stadium. I don't want to hear nothing about no Lakefront Stadium. I don't want to hear nothing about Arlington Heights. Man, y'all better go play a Simeon. Y'all better go play a Corliss. Y'all go play Morgan Park. I'm charging people to see that. Stop taxing people. Going over to SeatGeek, going over to SeatGeek and charge $10. And everybody get
man,
a little
wait.
ticket for a free concession stand. Because y'all not acting like a professional organization right now. This is not professional. Do you realize in the last 5 quarters, the defense Ron Post has assembled has given up 73 points? Oh, the last 5 quarters, 5 quarters, 70 plus points. 21 to the Vikings, 52 Sunday, and 4. And the Lions actually had a little mercy on you in the fourth quarter. Gibbs was out, Montgomery was out, and he just had the ball and ran up the middle. 70 points in 5 quarters is never, ever okay. I don't care what the game script is. I don't care what the scenario is. I don't care if you play Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen back to back. Ain't no 5 quarters you should be giving up 70 points. But the talent that's what the talent Ryan Poles assembled did. And you had the nerve to ship away Roquan Smith and to ship away Khalil Mack. Khalil Mack is still playing productive football. Roquan is man, he's actually in here fighting for a Hall of Fame. He's fighting for he's fighting
Roquan had a defensive touchdown yesterday.
2 less than we had on offense. Roquan is at the point of his career where what he's trying to build is a Hall of Fame resume, and it pisses me off that that's not with the Bears. That really and that Ryan Poles sent him away for a second round pick to be the centerpiece of a Ravens defense, and Chicago does not have a centerpiece on defense. Who are you building around on defense right now? Where's your leadership?
It would
Where's your
be.
spark plug? I mean, the best player on defense keeps tearing his groin off the bone, I hear. What the hell happened to your groin in the off season, bro? What were you doing with your groin? What workout were you doing with your groin that is off of the bone? And Jalen, you're not a big dude and you don't look like a workout. What was happening with your groin, bro? I want to pick up my mic. Jalen, what did you do with your groin this off season? Why can't you run without it falling apart?
I'm glad you brought up Jalen Johnson because the news came out today that he's out indefinitely.
No more Bluetooth for you, bro. Leave the goddamn Blue Chew and Honey Pack alone. Leave the Blue Chew and Honey Pack alone. You OD'd on it. Now you ain't got no groin. It's not funny. I'm pissed. Stop laughing. I'm frustrated.
I'm glad you brought up Jalen. The Bears' best defensive player. It did come out today that he's out indefinitely because he tore it this time. You're right.
He's gonna have surgery. He's not out indefinitely. He's out for the season. I'm so tired of the Bears playing coy with the injuries. Call it what it is. He's not coming back this year.
It would be remarkable if he was able to come back because
Come on, man.
you don't see that too often. Speaking about Jalen Johnson, I was really eager to see him play island cornerback.
Man, me too. And he went out breaking up a pass intended for Amon-Ra
I'm
St.
wrong.
Brown. I think I think Jalen did get torched by Jameson on one of them deep ball attempts.
Yeah.
But I think Golf just overthrew Jameson. Jameson had to step on him. I remember there
Mhm.
was one where Jalen was kind of trailing him. This is before he tore his groin. But yeah, I think one Golf actually missed Jameson on. I think the one early, I think that was Tyreek chasing him.
He ain't the only injury news coming out of this game. Kyler Gordon, we don't know when he's coming back. TJ Edwards. Last week when we was doing a preview, I was saying that TJ Edwards is a full participant in practice. I was surprised. I was shocked because the way when they said he had the hamstring injury when it first reported, the way that it sounded like he was don't expect him anytime soon. And when we're talking basketball, I tell people all the time, once you get the hamstring strain, grade 1, 2, 3, whatever, um, just count on missing multiple weeks because it, it's not going to get back healthy until you actually rest. And it could possibly be a month. It's probably best if you do sit down a month. TJ missed one game. Then he's back and he didn't finish this game. And now you don't know when he's going to be back, right? You probably won't see him before Halloween.
Definitely won't see him before the bye.
Oh, easily. It would be week 6 at best. And right about now, we so happy football back, man. But right about now, I'm like, man, hurry this shit up, bro. Simulate the rest of this season. Get me to the off season. That's
And,
the
and
vibe right now.
our top 5 pick awaits.
Right. that we're gonna blow again. No Diddy. Q, let me get my ugly in here, man. We gonna two-man this one. We gonna tag team Mr. Ryan Pose. He is also my ugly. The general manager of this squad is the ugliest part of this game. Y'all kept telling me to chill and let Pose cook. Well, guess what? Guess what? He ain't no chef. He not Curry. He ain't cooking shit. He not
He's
even
cooking.
Emeril Lagasse.
He's cooking.
Out. Oh no, he's cooked. He's cooked the squad. That's what he did. He cooked the
He,
team.
he's that woman that you finally go over her house and you like, damn, why you single? And she gets in the kitchen and shows you why. That's Ryan Pose.
I wouldn't trust Ryan Pose to make a bowl of noodles in the microwave, let alone cook up a good roster. He been kicked out of the kitchen. Now that we hired Ben Johnson, we kicked him out of the kitchen. Now he's only good to go get the groceries. But that's still a problem. Problem is, bro don't know the difference between an onion and an apple. He don't know the difference between a lemon and a steak. We tell him to go get a goddamn porterhouse, and he come back with lemons, Q. Q, I got a question. Have you ever bought a used car?
Yes,
Second question. There's a lemon law in Illinois, right?
yes.
It's 2 yeses. Someone give me the number to the Better Business Bureau because I'm finna snitch on old Ryan. Bro is out here selling more lemons than any of them car lots on Western. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I talked about this earlier. Jonah Jackson was signed by LA to play left guard. Ryan traded for him, and now he's at right guard. Out of position. Whole damn line out of position. That's probably a reason why he's struggling so much. I don't know. Me hypothesizing. Me thinking out loud because
He
no one
might
can
just
be this bad.
he might just be washed. The
He
Lions
could
gave up
be.
on him, and the Rams took him, and it was bad money. And they asked McVay about him, and McVay sounded just like a used car salesman. He said, "Yeah, we had him here. You know, the Rams also tried to play him as center, and you know he got hurt. He got a little banged up. We love Jonah though. We absolutely love him. It's just that we were gelling. We were on a playoff trajectory. We were playing good football. The line in jail. We didn't really need him. He's a good football player though, and he'll do great in Chicago."
Mm-hmm.
Definitely sold us a lemon. Definitely McVay looked like that car salesman. You know, when you pull up on that used car lot and the clean cut guy with the hair slicked back. Hey, how you doing? You know, and he sells you on a car. That was McVay. You right. That was a used car salesman, and Poles fell for it.
That lot right next to St. Rita, that McVay works there. They sell a number of lemons out of there. That one right there, right next to the speed camera. That one. You buy a car out of there, you'll be back in 3 months because that shit gonna down you. Like, all right. as soon as soon as the warranty over, the car is gonna fall apart. Dude, you brought up this name, and I ain't heard his name since camp. Has anybody heard of Ozzy since he was taken out of the left tackle battle? Has anybody?
I haven't even seen him on the sideline. Well,
He
I don't.
what? Because he didn't dress. That's why he didn't dress. He was you drafted a right
Wow.
tackle in the second round, and since he can't play left, hear me. You drafted a right, and since he can't play left, now he's not dressing. He's a healthy scratch. Second round pick, Q. That's the same thing that's going on with Kyra Amagaji. That's the same thing that's going on with Roshan. That's the same thing that's going on with Shamar Turner.
That's the entire draft class. Who from the last two draft classes actually having an impact? I mean, Caleb and Rome, you kind of got to play them. They're top 10 picks, and you can play multiple receivers. You can only play one quarterback. But we see Luther Burden. He is an expensive kick returner right now. Colston Loveland is Mercedes Lewis, and who was the guy who dropped the long pass in Cleveland that played for the Packers and came over to us? Was only playing in certain situations a couple years ago.
I forgot his name,
He
but
he was
he
a
was a
good
bum.
player for the Packers at one point. He's actually still in the league on somebody's practice squad, but he played all through the NFC North. I could see his face. I can't think of his name, but that's when you've turned Colson Loveland in. You've turned him into a, a very expensive situational player, and it's not even good situations. How many targets does he have through 8 quarter football?
I think he only got one yesterday. Number 10 pick, one target yesterday, no catches. I
We
think
asked for
in Monday
Jalen
Night
Walker.
Football,
Did you watch Sunday Night Football?
I watched one half of it, and then I realized I know how this game is going to end. Atlanta's going to keep balling up JJ, and actually they stopped sacking him in the second half. They just started taking the ball from him. So I mean, same difference.
Well,
Same
Jalen
difference.
was in there sacking him and harassing him, and I think, well, damn, we could use a guy setting the edge and getting after the quarterback, couldn't we? And the great
I
thing
think we
about
did a
Jalen
video
Walker,
about. I,
we
I
made a
think we did
video
a
about
video
him.
about this in
One of the
the
things we
offseason,
were
heading up to the draft.
one of the things we were impressed with Jalen Walker is, and we could
Motor.
really use this motor, but he was able to play in space as an off-ball linebacker, but was also able to rush the passer as a traditional edge. We thought that, boy, that type of versatility chess piece, boy, would that be good to have. Because now we're down TJ, and Dio was just making 55 million and just. I mean, he got a sack in the opening week, but that wasn't against Darisaw. That was against the Vikings' backup left tackle, who got spanked by Pierce too. But yeah, you took Colson Loveland number 10, and I'm not giving up on Colson Loveland. I'm just saying he's not playing, and right now Jalen Walker is making an impact. That Falcons defense has played well 2 straight games,
Our defense hasn't played well yet, so I mean,
but
could
two
use some more
quarters.
bodies. Luther, like you said, he got 2 catches on Sunday. We already know about Velas. We already know about Tyler Scott. We used a damn 4th-round pick on a punter, and I have yet to see why he was so hyped. Buddy don't get no airtime. He got boot, but the ball, I don't know if he knows this or not. I don't know if anybody's telling him or not. When you're a punter, the airtime matters. You got to put that ball up there to God. Let God send it back down. He just kicking it down the field like, hey, bro, that's not how the game is played.
Let God set him back down. I was gonna make a Charlie Kirk joke. He offends, but
You know Kirk ain't Kirk ain't up there. Let me tell you something, Q. If you use a 4th on a ball kicker, he better also play safety or some shit. And what's crazy is that he ain't the only punter that Ryan has drafted. It's how many drafts has Ryan Poles had with the Bears so far?
this is the 4th draft.
4th draft. 4 top 10 picks, right? I don't know how many 2nd-round picks. I don't
Lots of.
know. In 4 drafts, you don't need to draft punter but one time. He's drafted him twice.
Do you even need to
He's dra-
draft punter? Do you
you
even need to draft punter? I mean, lots of teams got undrafted free agents as their punter. Is that really a
the
need?
guy that won the game for the Dallas Cowboys yesterday. He was doing my job. He was at the crib on the computer being a IT guy. Then he said, "You know what? Let me go kick the ball. I could probably go kick the ball." We use a 4th-round picks on guys who kick.
That is egregious. That is laughable. And here's the biggest joke about it. If you use a 4th round pick on a guy that kicks the ball, god damn it, he should be the best ball kick baller that is in the league. Torrey Taylor is not on the short list of Pro Bowlers or All Pro punters in this NFL. On the short list of top 5, top 10, and I don't even compile top list of punters, but he's not in it. I don't look at Torrey Taylor punting, and when I watch a football game, there are 2 punters. I don't watch football for punters, okay? But when I see the opposing team's punter, generally Torrey Taylor isn't better. He's not even. Or sometimes the opposing team's punter is better. If you're spending a 4th round pick on a punter, he should be good. And I'll tell you one other thing about a punter. If you're spending a 4th round pick on a punter, when you get to 4th and 3, instead of going for it, you should have that punter nail the opposing team inside the 5.
Again, no airtime.
Too many touchbacks, too. Too many touchbacks.
I was trying to get this point up to you and Tiff last week when we was talking about that article from Taylor Dunn about Ryan Post. Buddy's not. He was never a scout. He just he gets players based on gut feelings. I like this guy, let's get him. Or I have a relationship with this guy, let's get him.
He went to Boston College, let's get him.
This is the problem. He doesn't do the work. I don't care that, they drafted Caleb Williams. I think Caleb Williams is the best quarterback in that draft. The point that everybody was around him was trying to make it was like, yeah, you can still draft him, but maybe you should also do the stuff that scouts do. Maybe you should also put everybody else do the same battery of tests and then come to a conclusion. Do the thing that good football teams do when they're building rosters. And we just keep coming in year after year after year, constantly doing the things opposite of what good football teams do. I've been trying to chill on being so negative about this squad. Hey, Q, you know how I be dragging them. I be like, God damn, this is not going to work. Mitch is not that good, bro. Spending money on Nick Foles is a waste of time. Justin Fields, yeah, the kid's cool and all, but I don't know if y'all should be hyping him that hard. Everything that we be doing year in and year out, I just be like, I don't see it. And I want the team to stop. I want the team to stop proving me right. I want to be proved wrong.
I'm with you. I tend to hope for the best. Either one of us were excited. We saw the footage from the draft day. We were live. Nobody was excited that Colston Loveland was picked. I really felt like if you like Colston Loveland, you should have moved down to get him. And if somebody took him, oh well. move to the next prospect. I'm getting tired of being right about certain situations. A lot of these situations in the draft. I'm getting tired of saying, man, Brock Bowers is a generational type athlete and a chess piece that you can line up in the backfield, split out wide as an X, move him inside as a slot, move him on the strong side as split out as a Z, and even got enough size in blocking as an inline blocker to be in a 3 point stance as a traditional player. I'm getting tired of Poles outsmarting himself. And I'm getting tired of the fan base making excuses. I think we were both on board with, man, Jalen Carter slid, and I know there's some red flags, but he's a really, really good player. He's a can't miss type player who probably would have been the number one pick in this draft if A, the Bears had stayed at number one, B, he didn't have off the field issues. And you pass him up for a right tackle who's pretty average.
But you said the fan base Q. I know Sox fans, all 36 of them. I know they love when football season start because
There's at least
then
50. There's at least 50.
no, I think you need to run that census again. I know they love when football season start because then and only then they are no longer the team that's embarrassing the city the most. Thanks for nothing, Bears. You wasted another Sunday.
See, maybe that's the problem. Maybe those Sox fans don't need to be Bears fans. Maybe we need a second football team so they can carry their negative energy over there and mess up that team. They get all their little negative juju, bad Jerry Reisendorf juice, and they bring it over to the Bears. And they curse this franchise too. The losing
It,
rubbed
it
off.
was it, it was so much bad and ugly from this game, and we didn't even talk about the coaching decisions. We ain't talk
So,
about
I
we ain't
actually
talk
was going to make Ben Johnson my bad or ugly, but there was so much bad or ugly, I couldn't get everybody. Ben, you are not in Detroit anymore. Stop with these fourth down.
that 4th and 1, that 3rd and 1, and that 4th and 1. First of all, does does Caleb strike you as the type of quarterback that should be doing a quarterback sneak?
No,
How much do you think Caleb can squat? This ballpark number in fact, over under his body weight.
I definitely think he can do over his body weight. But Caleb has never he's not very tall. He's probably a shade under 6'1", 6'1", um, somewhere around there. Um, I think he has good functional weight room strength. He is an athlete. He's got a stocky build, but he doesn't play a physical brand of football, and there's nothing wrong
He
with
ain't
that.
Jalen Hurts. He ain't Jalen
He's not
Hurts.
Jalen Hurts. He's not
Right.
Josh
So
Allen.
so yeah,
Wha-
he's not Jalen Hurts who go out there and squat your truck. He ain't Josh Allen who look like a centaur. He's a regular human being. He's a regular human being.
He's also not one of these. He's not. He's also not one of these 6'6" long quarterbacks who on the quarterback six, just get it and they, reach over and got the first down. Jared Goff isn't a strong guy either, but he's good on the quarterback. He's just so long. He's 6'6". He literally laid on top of the center and he got the first down. Caleb's a little vertical challenge.
Caleb trained with Tom Brady, but I mean, Tom Brady is the greatest, QB sneak artist ever, right? Especially in that
He,
type of
he's
situation.
also
The point,
he's also 6'4", 6'5" though. He's got
exactly.
the lift. He used to have big centers and big guards to sneak behind him too.
Point I'm making is that the decision to call that play anyway was terrible. The decision to double down on it and do it again was god awful.
But in that
Mm.
situation, Ben Johnson is such a creative guy. He's Mr. Trick Play. If you want to go with a quarterback sneak, why not have Cole Kmet or Colston Loveland take that direct snap from center? Bigger guys, longer guys, stronger guys. It's just a quarterback sneak. I mean, what do you need Caleb behind center for a quarterback sneak? You need to threat to throw. It's pretty
Mm.
simple. You lined up tight formation and your quarterback sneaking. Put Cole Kmet behind center. Hell, put Kyle Monunga. Put somebody with a great center of gravity who's used to handling the ball and being physical.
Now, how about this? Put Colson Loveland behind center. I mean, you're not using him to do anything else.
You're not using. You drafted a 6'6" guy who you said runs like a deer, and I see him come in the game to not get targeted and to block sometimes on rundowns. I mean, Durham Smith is still on the team, right? Joe
Allegedly.
Wilson is on the practice squad. Yeah, I know you're like, who is that? But the point being is they could do what Colson Loveland is doing, which is nothing. You could have, if that's what you want to do with a second tight end, Durham Smith and Joe Wilson, they don't even cost that much money. And they sure don't cost any draft capital. One's an undrafted free agent, one's a free agent that was doing nothing. That was been a Dolphins second, third tight end for the majority of his career. You wasted resources at number 10, critical resources, when there were players that definitely could have made an impact right then and there. Hell, you could have reached on a Marion Hampton. At least you could have used him.
This has been a pretty negative episode. Ben Johnson, his coaching play, his coaching decisions, Ryan Poles, his inability to put together a team that makes sense in any facet. The Bears just got their ass waxed all Sunday. But even saying all of that, I don't think they were that far off. I don't think it's the season's done. I don't think it's washed. Remember I said this a lot last season. You lose games that you're supposed to win. That just means you got to mess around and go win some games you were supposed to lose. Have you seen what's going on in Cincinnati? Have you seen what's going on in right? Have you seen what's going on in Dallas? I mean, there is a pathway back.
Then I watched JJ McCarthy Sunday night. JJ McCarthy was who we thought he was on Sunday night. He's what he looked like in the first half of the Bears game. I don't know if the Bears can look at John Browning and say, that's our W. Right now, the Bengals are probably thinking, man, can we stay afloat till Joe Burrow gets there? We could beat the Bears. That we 2-0. We got one more win. Maybe if we have 7 wins by December when we still got a shot. The Cowboys are thinking, hey, we hung in there with Philly. Yeah, the Giants pushed us to overtime. We get to play the Bears next week. That's probably what they're thinking. I'm looking at it from their angle. So I'm gonna let you continue though. Sell me on this hope because I need some uplifting right now. Sell
I'm
me.
just saying that we got our own set of injuries. We got our own set of problems. Dallas got their own set of injuries, their own set of problems. Their center is done for the season. Joe, like you mentioned, Joe Burrow, he's probably cooked for the rest of the season as well. There's no reason to pack it up now. A lot of things happen any given Sunday. That was the point.
Back me up.
Bear that. Thanks for listening to this latest episode from the Frustrated Chicago Sports Fan Channel. Don't matter if you listen to this on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or watch it on Twitch or YouTube. Make sure you like, subscribe, share with a friend, hit the notification bell so you never miss a drop. And to all the guys from Chicago, we say 3 things: bear down, go Cubs go, and sell the team, Jerry.